All right, so let's push forward and see how we can access rows of a data frame. We have seen how to do it with columns, but let's see how we can access rows of a data frame. Just to make this video a little bit shorter, I have read this data frame called the student from Excel file students.xlsx, and let me run it. There we go. That is the data frame. I've changed the name, column names a little bit, all right, and that changes in place. I am not typing this because you have seen this before, just to save some time. Let's look at DF students. The column names has changed. Just again, for the sake of this example, I've changed the indices of the, of this data frame. I'm going to say, you know what, indexes or indices are going to be instead of 0 to 11, I'm going to change them to student 1 to student 12. All right. Um, let's see how we can access columns. As a reminder, I can, let's say I want a column of age. I'm going to get column of age. If this is ugly, this is series. If I want to change it to pretty version or make it a data frame, I'm going to put double brackets around it. And there you go. I have the data frame. Let's see how we can select more than one column. Well, if I want to select more than one column, I'm going to put them in a list. And there you go. That's an example you have seen before. Let me call DataFrame student one more time. And this is where we are now. If I want to access rows or combination of rows and columns or intersection of rows and columns or one specific cell, there are three commonly used functions. One of them is called loc. Oh, sorry, df student. I think I said the function. They are not functions, actually. Let me tell you what I mean. Data tab. See, these are not loaded yet. This, I don't know if this is a function or not. They are not loaded yet, right? It's okay. So we are going to call it one time. There we go. Now they are loaded, right? Look. Where is that? Look. Okay, so I'm going to use loc, L-O-C, all right? It's not a function, so I'm not going to put parentheses in front of it. Look, I want student st underscore 6, that student's information. It is going to say student ID is that, first name, last name, and so on and so forth. You see that this is a series, right? If you want it in a prettier version, you can, I'm going to cheat, copy this, copy, and bring it down here, paste, and I'm going to put double brackets around it. Right? And sure enough, it is going to give me in a much more nicer, more readable format, which is a data frame. Now, if I want to, let's see, can I see more than one? Let's have a look. df underscore student dot location, LOC, and square brackets in front of it. First, I'm going to remember in the past, but what we try to do, we try to put names inside or in a list. All right, let me do the same thing. I want what names? I want names of or st underscore 1. I want st underscore 8 and st underscore 10. All right, you have st underscore 1, 8, and 10. Well, let me go back and change this a little bit. It doesn't make a difference. All right, let me see just two of them. Sure enough, this is going to work. What if I want everything between 1 and 8? All right, well, between 1 and 8, let's try it. I'm going to first make a mistake and then we will figure out why why it's not working. Between 1 and 8, it's a slicing. I'm going to use this. This is what we use for slicing, right? This is not going to work. Let's run it. It says you are violating Python's grammar. Why? Well, remember, this is a list. We cannot have colon inside a list. All right, we cannot do that. So if you are going to have a list, you are going to have comma, comma, comma. But we have used comma. That's not what I want. I want student 1 all the way to 8. Okay, with a little bit of modification, that's doable. Let's get rid of these square brackets. Now it says give me location student underscore 1 to 8. And sure enough, it is going to give it to me. All right. Now, you can do all kinds of fancy stuff with this. This is almost identical as list and numpy slicing, you can have step size, and all of that. You can do all of that, all right? I'm not gonna go down there. Let's go to the next function, which is dfstudent dot iloc, integer location, all right? Let's see what this is. Iloc, again, this is an instance, it's at a function, so there's not going to be any parentheses in front of it. Iloc, right? So there's going to be square brackets in front of it. That I stands for integer, so let me feed just an integer, right? I'm going to feed integer number 1. This is going to be the second row because these indices start from 0. Even though, let me call a student 1, a df student, let me call that, there we go. Even though on the surface these indices or these indexes, they start st underscore 1 all the way to 12, in the background it's a lot easier and faster for pandas to keep track of indices in a form of 0, 1, 2, 3, all the way to 11 as well. And that is exactly why we can access those rows with indices, zero-based indices, all right? And if I ask for this, it is going to say the second student is James Baker. Second student is James Baker, all right? Now, what else can we do with this? We can dfstudent.iloc 2 to, actually, yeah, that's fine, 2 to 5. Let's see what this is going to do, all right? It is going to give me student in index 2, which is the third student third, index 3, which is fourth student, and index 4, which is fifth student, but not including 5, all right? Can you have a step size? You can do all of those here as well, all right? It really is not always used, very commonly used, but that feature is out there. What if I want, and let's go back to loc, all right? df underscore student dot loc. Where is loc? I want student 5 and operations grade. All right. Before running this, let me call df underscore student one more time just to have it in front of us. There we go. I have it in front of us, and I want intersection of st underscore 5 and operations grade. Let's see. It is going to say st underscore 5 and operations grade is right here. It's none. This one. Let me change that a little bit. I wasn't expecting that. Student, if I say student 6, I should get operations grade 100, right? Beautiful. 6, 100. There we go. This is definitely one way to access members of or values inside the data frame. There's another one called df underscore student data I at. Let's look at that. We have seen this I at. Again, it's an instance, no parentheses in front of it. I at intersection of what and what? At intersection of 4, index 4. This is the first, this is the row index, all right? So it's going to be indexes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is fifth student information. And I want the last name, all right? So last name, let me see, this is going to be, let's get 2 and see what we are going to get, right? This was fifth student and second or index 2 of columns. So I have 0, 1, 2, all right? Yes, pandas keep track of zero-based indices for columns as well, right? So you have it for rows and for columns, but those are all in the background. We will use it from time to time for the ease of our operations and working with data. Usually it doesn't show it to us. One more time, this I at is going to give me fifth student, the cell value of the cell at the intersection of fifth row and third column. So let's see, fifth row, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the third column, 1, 2, 3. It's going to be pan. how can I access that 76 right there? This is intersection of 7th row, all right? That's going to be 6. This must be 6, right? I said there's 76 right here, right? And which column? 0, 1, 2, 3. 3. And this must give me 76, right? And these functions, they are used quite frequently, and their syntax can get quite complex, all right? You can have you can find combination of or intersection of bunch of rows with bunch of columns. You can reverse it. You can do all of those, but don't let those complex, sometimes complex syntaxes impact your learning. This is the minimum. This is all you need, and most of the time, this is enough. Look, iloc, and iat.